I can jump there. You can sit on me, said Darius.
Where would I sit? Asked Philip.
Get on the back of my neck, behind my horns, said Darius.
He lowered his head so Philip could get on. Philip did as he was told, and the dragon lifted its head and leaped onto the tree. It was big enough so Darius could lie down. Philip got off and sat down right next to Dennis. Darius, who was all curled up, and his tail was hanging down and gently swinging. Philip snuggled against the dragon's dark belly. He yawned. How often do you come here? He asked.
Oh, all the time. Just about as often as you come into your house in the tree. It's the place I go when I take off for hunting, so you don't see me, replied Darius.
So, you hunt?
Of course. All dragons hunt. I love it. You can come hunting with me if you want.
Yes, said Darius. Where are you going? Asked Philip.
Hopefully tomorrow.
When are you going? Asked Philip.
Hopefully tomorrow, but only if the weather is good, said Darius.
The weatherman said it was going to be nice tomorrow, so I think that would be possible, said Philip. Will you teach me to hunt? The dragon looked him over.
Well, you don't have any fangs or claws or horns, so I don't see how I would teach you the way I do it. But I could show you how I do it, he replied.
That sounds great. That sounds good, said Philip.
You know, I think humans aren't really that bad at all, said Darius. I don't think dragons are bad either, contrary to
I don't think dragons are bad either, contrary to popular belief. I think you're my best friend, said Philip.
That's good to know,
said Darius, giggling. Hey, said Philip excitedly. My two friends that are my age, they met dragons yesterday, too. Darius' eyes widened.
Really? Where?
Said he. Philip nodded.
Really? Here?
Said he. Philip nodded. Yep, my friends made friends with them. They say they're great. Philip said.
I think that you're the best.
I think that you're the best, but maybe I'll meet them someday.
Wow. I never knew. Living right here in my own kind? I'm very glad to hear this. Thank you for telling me. I might search for them, said Darius. What are they called?
Well, they didn't tell me their dragon names, but their human names are Skardek and Michelangelo, said Philip. What's your name in Dragon's Lips? Darius whistled his name.
It translates to Darius in human lips, he said.
Hey, said Philip. How did you learn to speak?
Oh,
said Darius dismally.
That's a sad, sad story. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yes, yes, said Philip.
All right, I'll tell you. I was in a forest, just minding my own business. I wasn't harming anybody. Then I felt something pierce my wing. I turned, and more little things pierced my body. Humans were shooting at me. I passed out very quickly. Then I woke up. I was in the dark. I was outside at night, and there was a light and 2 humans standing around me. I soon realized I was in a cage, totally helpless. I spent month after month sitting in that miserable cage. Nothing to do but eat the bad meat they gave me. But there was one benefit. As I listened to the humans, I started to learn what they were talking about. Soon I knew English quite well. One night, I overheard a conversation between 2 men.
So, what are you doing? So, when are we going to the job? Said one. We'll put it to sleep and kill it tomorrow. I can't wait till the museum finds out about this. We'll be rich.
As soon as I heard this, I roared. In rage. I then blew fire at them, and they ran away like scared dogs. I knew they would come back, but I knew they would come back. I knew that they would come back with even more and kill me on the spot. So I started to try and get out of the cage. After a long time of trying to melt the bars, I tried making them hot, then bending them. By this, I was slowly able to get out of the cage. By the time they got back, I was gone.
Wow, said Philip. That must have been terrifying.
Yes, it was, said Darius.
I really haven't had anyone to
tell, so it feels good to finally get off my chest. So now, you can see why I reacted the way I did when I saw you. It wasn't your fault at all, he said.
Yes, I see why you would do that. I would freak out too. That's the way humans are. We're pretty inconsiderate sometimes, admitted Philip. What they did to you was wrong. But you also must understand that it's not the way all humans act.
I know, said Darius, sighing. Humans really aren't bad. It's what they do that I don't like.
Well, said Philip, that doesn't mean you dislike every human's actions, he said. Philip checked his watch. Oh, we'd better go. My parents will be here any minute, said Philip. He mounted onto the dragon's head and they got down. They rushed to the cave to hide Darius. Philip walked back inside. He thought over the story that Darius had told. The world had protected virtually all animals except for the dragon. There was something wrong with that. But Philip knew he could be a start.